I'll tell you one thing that
Hey, when my girls start to trip and hate before escape, I call Sirius XM 98. Yeah, Thursdays, the Foxxhole 7 to 9 to talk to ZoWilliams before I lose my mind. Yo, I need advice on my relationship, cause I'm about to start breaking. I can't take it no more. I got to holler at Zoe, the relationship pro. Before I pack up and go, I got my foot out the door and down for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason. I got one foot out the door and down for leaving. But first, let me holler at Zoe, the voice of reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than the voice of reason, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98. ZoWilliams Rising. In the building. Get to your phone lines, because this is going to be a caller-driven show. I need your perspective, your POV, your opinion. This topic is crazy. Let me tell you what it is right now. Before I do that, let me give you the number. 855-369-9898. You got to follow me on Twitter at ZoWilliams. That's at symbol ZoWilliams. You can also follow us on the Foxxhole Twitter page, which is at FOXXHOLE. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all of it. The reason being is because all week long I tweeted out maybe 200-300 questions on tonight's topic. And I'll be reading off these questions. The topic is crazy. I need your participation. 855-369-9898. Here's the topic. And once I tell you this, I'm going to break, and then I'm coming back, and I'm going to the phone lines. Please get at us. Now, check this out. The art of raising bastards. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. Can we raise a bastard to greatness? This is a crazy time. I know it is. Listen, let me just say this. We offended a lot of authors. You know, authors love us. They want to come on our show. They want to participate. But they thought we were making fun of the kids by using the term bastard. But we're not. We're talking about how you could still raise a good child, whether you're married or not, if you're invested. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about single parenthood. We're going to talk about absentee fathers. We're going to talk about the fate of illegitimate children. Because when I come back, well, I ain't going to get into the stats right now, but the stats are staggering, especially in the African-American community. The art of raising bastards that are destined for greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. ZoWilliams Rising, the voice of reason, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98. Call me now, 855-369-9898. I'll be back. How many of you out there had a Rolling Stone for a father? How many of you had a time to kick it with your father? Was your father in and out? Somebody call me right now with your story. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards to greatness. Can it be done? I think so. The president was a bastard. And not only this president, not only Obama, Bill Clinton. Somebody call me right now. Does being called a bastard even matter today in 2011? Is there a such thing as an illegitimate child? Somebody get at me. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards. And we're trying to raise them to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. You know what I like to do? I like to hit you in the dome piece with questions. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce my special guest for tonight. And you know, me and this dude, we lock horns all the time. But I respect him and I love his opinion. None other than resident irritant in the house is my good friend, Lewis Dix.
Hello,
say what's up,
hey,
LD.
Zoe. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm really excited. And hello to all you bastards out there.
And Lewis Dix. Funny. Okay. That's new. Anyway, We got Lewis in the building tonight for this topic. It's an important topic because it's affecting so many different people. So we wanted to cover it. Here's the number again, 855-369-9898. 9898, that's the number, 855-FOX-9898. Let me give you the definition of the word bastard. According to the dictionary, a bastard is a person of unmarried parents or an illegitimate child. Of course, it has its origins in Middle English and Anglo-French and medieval Latin, and it just means, when your mom and dad had you, they weren't married. My question to you guys is, does marriage legitimizes the child? Does it legitimize the child? Or do the parents legitimize the child? Somebody call me, 855-369-9898. Here's another question. How are these stats related? 72% of African-American children are born out of wedlock. And then if you couple that with over 70% of African-American women are single. How are these two stats, how are they related? Somebody call me right now, 855-369-9898. True or false? Children in single-parent families behave worse than children in dual-parented families. Somebody call me right now. Mom and dad children behave better than just mom children or just dad children. Somebody call me, 855-369-9898. Here's another question. This is a deep question here. How is the feminist movement, high divorce rates, welfare, judicial gender biases, and custody battles responsible for the increase of absent fathers? Somebody call me, 855-369-9898. Single mothers, when is the right time to let your man step in and take over the disciplining of your male child from a previous relationship? A lot of cats are having a difficult time with that. Somebody call me right now, 855-369-9898. If you think fatherhood is important, somebody call me, 855-369-9898. Now, how many people know what the effects of not having a father in the home, is? A lot of people don't know. We're going to talk about it tonight. Tonight's topic, one more time, one more again. I see the phone lines are heating up. The art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. I got a million questions. I'm not going to ask them all. Let's get to my special guest. Lewis.
Yeah.
What's going on in our community, man?
Well, I think in your legitimate part of, I think you help to set a legitimate beginning when you're married. At least your legitimate beginning. And whatever happens after that happens. But at least the kid has a foundation to say, I can make this choice.
Is the foundation based on marriage, or is the foundation based on family?
Well, it's based on a number of things, but if it's marriage first, then that's a foundation, and then family. If it's no marriage, then hopefully it's family, because now we don't have the extended family we used to have. That helped a lot of people who fell off. You had extended family, uncle, cousin, uncle. Now you have nobody, so the kid's totally lost now.
Right. But with the divorce rate so high, should we put all our eggs in the marriage basket? I think we should put our eggs in the family basket and then kind of rewrite marriage. What do you think?
I agree. I think that's a good way to look at it. But I truly believe in marriage first, as best you can. And I know there's circumstances that you just can't, you just can't foresee. But you just have to, as best you can, do the right thing. And then from there, it's just like you learn fundamentals first, just like in sports. You got to learn fundamentals, and then you can do the trick shot. We're doing the trick shot first.
Right. 855-369-9898. If you want to participate in tonight's conversation, I'm telling you right now, the phone lines are wide open. I want to hear from you. Do single mothers of growing boys have to keep upping the aggression and physicality in order to maintain some level of control over them? Lewis?
Oh, yeah. Hey, once they start seeing hair in places that only they can see in public, they start losing it. They start stepping. The first thing is they actually step to the mom. And you're not going to win that because the mom is more so hurt than afraid.
Right.
And that's why you got to have that uncle, that brother, that somebody say, no, not here, Holmes, not here, coach.
Right.
But now they might be strapped.
Right. And what I'm hearing now is the media's portrayal of the father is not a good one. Homer Simpson is dumb.
Yes.
Everybody loves Raymond. Raymond gets punked by all the women in the home.
Yeah.
Right. Married with children. Al Bundy is worthless and dumb with a dead-end job. I mean, and these are different kinds of television shows than there were in the 50s and 60s, yeah?
Yeah. And then you got Modern Family, which is just amazingly modern. How do you even deal with that? With, the gay dad, who's the mom, who's the dad? I mean, people don't think these kids deal with that. Okay, who's my mom? Who's my dad? I mean, that's when you see it every day, mom, dad. Now you got dad. That kid's tripped up.
Right.
And, of course, you got to get the mental stuff taken care of.
Can the term bastard or illegitimate child be just as hurtful and offensive as the N-word or other racial epithets?
Yeah, because it's more personal, especially to women. Now, men, it more or less roll off us. If that's all you got, then cool, I'll take that.
Whatever, right.
Yeah, but women, you're hitting their womb. For lack of a better word, I mean, you are. Whatever comes out of that womb, if you could tell a girl in a minute, if you want to break a girl down, what do you say, Zo? You smell down here. That's it.
What?
That's nasty, but you know what I'm saying. So everything channels through that womb for that woman.
Wow. I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a hot topic. I see the phone lines are crazy right now. If you're just tuning into the Voice of Reason with ZoWilliams, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98, get to your phone lines, your Twitter page, do something. 855-369-9898 is the number to dial. If you want to participate via Twitter, I'm at ZoWilliams. Get at me right now. I'm reading tweets. I'm taking phone calls in 2.2 seconds. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. Phone lines, we're in the building right now. Patches from Nebraska. Let's talk.
Hey, Zo, a first-time caller, long-time listener. How you doing, Lewis?
Hey, I'm well, Patches. How are you?
All right, man. They be doing you wrong on Fridays. I don't care what nobody say, man. You hilarious to me.
Oh, well, thank you, Patches. I appreciate that.
I got a comment on this. It took another man to raise me, and I turned out pretty good. I had my troubles in the past and everything. I did a little time. I did all kind of stuff and everything. But then, after I got my life together and everything, I raised another man's child after another man's child when he was 3 months old and everything. And, sometimes it depends on how the child is raised and everything. But nowadays, they got the word bastard and illegitimate child and everything. They got the music thing going on and everything. So, it's like cool to go around, to them it's like cool to go around here and make all these kids and not be in their lives and everything, But I have 3 sons and 2 girls and everything. And I have a grandson. My grandson's 3 years old and everything, And he's in his life and everything. He goes through traumas with the moms, but he's still in his life and everything. So I think I raised a pretty good child and everything, even though he's not biologically mine. But in my heart and how long he's been with me and everything, he's mine, and my family loves him and everything. So I think it depends on the person or how the child was raised.
Wow, thank you for the call, Patches. I appreciate it. Nebraska is in the building because of you. Next caller, Rudy, South Carolina. Let's talk about it.
Hey, man, how are you tonight?
I'm good, brother.
Hey, bro, let me just tell you that I agree with what you were saying earlier. First off, marriage is ordained by God the Father, so we can't ever minimize marriage. But if marriage doesn't work, or if you were born outside of marriage, being a bastard does not determine where you're going to end up at. I was born, and my father left. Well, didn't leave. He went off somewhere else to work. But he had a sister that was bound determined that you weren't going to just allow these children to come up anyway. And because of that bond, she raised me, and when he could, he came into my life. But what I never, ever was allowed to think was that I didn't have any words. And see, that's what's happening today. Words like bastard are used to demonize one's position in life. And that was something I never grew up with. I never grew up thinking that I didn't have words. And as a result of that, fatherhood means so much to me now. My children, and I know all of my children, I've been married twice, I know all my children. They know how important fatherhood is.
How many children do you have?
I have
Rudy?
3 children, 2 by one marriage, 1 by the other. And I tell you, if you are never allowed to think that you are worthless, you won't ever think that way. But we have, as a result of us getting so important and so focused on I, me, my, we have allowed the neighbor in neighborhood to just go by the wayside, because the neighborhood I grew up in the 60s, it didn't matter if you wouldn't have no daddy in your house. You wouldn't like the food just because you didn't have no daddy in your house. Mr. Jones will whoop your behind, too. And your mama knew how important it was to allow Mr. Jones to whip your behind, just like he was saying. When a young man starts smelling his pee, if somebody doesn't help him understand that don't make you no man, then he's going to get all of the wrong ideas. At 13 years old, he's going to get him a gun and think he all that.
Wow. Rudy, you just dropped bombs on the Voice of Reason. That's why I let you go on a filibuster. I appreciate it. It was great. We need this kind of information. If you have some insight, if you have some wisdom, talk to me. Why is dad important in the house? And what happens when dad is gone? We need to know dad's importance. I keep telling you, we need to know what's going on here. Here's some quick stats. 24 million children in America. 1 out of every 3 live in homes without biological fathers. A child with a non-resident father is 54% more likely to be poorer than his or her father. That's heavy. Fatherlessness or fatherless children are twice as likely to drop out of school. Kindergartners who live with single parents are overrepresented among those lagging socially, emotionally, and cognitively, and also tend to have more health issues. 33% of children who were behind in all 3 areas were living with a single parent, while only 22% were not lagging behind. I mean, this is crazy. The stats are out there. But this is what I beg to differ. I think the stats can be skewed. I mean, I sent that tweet out earlier today, and I talked about how, you know, being raised by a single mother is that disadvantageous. And a lot of people hit me back and was like, hell no, my mom was on me like a cheap suit and whoop, whoop, whoop. And she led me and she guided me. This brings up the point that a friend of mine made, Tashina Arnold. Tashina Arnold went to her blog and basically said, yo, a woman can't raise a man. Lewis, tell me.
Yeah, well, of course, certain things a woman just won't recognize. Certain things, when to not step to him, when to let him have that space. Because as a man, you know,
right.
Okay, meaning that he's not yelling at me. He's not looking at me right now because he knows once he locks with me, it's going to be some tension.
Wow.
A woman won't recognize that. A woman, our thing is to fix. So if it's something broke, we're going to try to fix it, or at least put you on the road to where you can fix it yourself. That goes back to teaching the kid how to fix his bike and not worrying about getting dirty.
Right.
It's different. If a kid's working on something, he gets dirty, and he tells his mom, oh, well, here, let me wipe it off. And daddy look at it and say, yeah, well, that's how life is. You'll get dirty.
Wow. Wow. Somebody call me right now, 855-369-9898. We got callers. I see you. I want to talk to you. Let me hit some of these Twitters because they're piling up right now. Who do we have here? Out at Mock Mouse. I guess that's the term. MOCHMOUSE, Mock Mouse. Single parent children can succeed. It's not the type of family dynamic, but the growth principles associated with the family. I guess if you have a philosophy in place, that's what I believe. I believe you can succeed if you have a philosophy.
Yeah. If
you don't have a philosophy and you trying to figure it out, it's gonna be problematic.
And philosophy can also go into rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Rules, standards, beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a world view. Sometimes that's meaningful, man. If you don't have that, then it's trouble. Like right now, my daughter, you know, I tell you, a year and a half ago, she started her period. It scared me. My daughter's really young.
Right.
She's 11. She's in 6th grade. But I said, damn, she's damn near, she's a woman. She's developing. Right. So, you know, she loves Chris Brown and all that stuff. We listening to the records. I had to tell her, if you're listening to the records, you got to differentiate between talent and character. Just because someone is talented doesn't mean they're of good character.
Right.
So, and then you got to go into the depth of the lyrics because now they're telling you what they think about you.
Yeah.
So be aware you bobbing your head and bouncing and grooving to something that is disrespectful to you.
And definitely applies to you, even if you don't think it applies to you. It's going to lay on you.
Yes.
Because you're a female.
Right. And in those records, They call it the game. Now, this is the game that's being laid down. What's actually being laid down are social game rules. You're listening to the records, but so are little boys your same age.
Right, and little boys who are not your color, know that applies to you, not the color of they are, not their sisters. It applies to the brown girls.
855-369-9898. If you want to participate, let me know right now. Ghost, ATL, you're the one I want to speak to. Let's get active. We got him. Ghost is on. He wants to talk. No Ghost. He's gone. Can we go to Anthony to Missouri? Let's go. Tiffany from California then.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Williams and Mr. Dix. How are you guys doing?
Hey, well, Tiffany.
Okay. A couple of things. As far as television shows, I believe that My Wife and Kids is a good example of the man leading the household and them showing
good
respect.
example. Yeah.
But I guess I'll get personal. I was lucky enough, which is sad that I have to say that, but I was lucky enough to have both of my parents in my home. They're still married. Now, my husband was raised by a single mother. Mm-hmm. And as far as what's going on right now, it seems to me like she treats him like that's her man because he's there for her financially, emotionally, and so forth, which is causing conflict between me and this mother-in-law. So that's the effect of being raised by a single mother that I believe needs to be addressed.
Wow.
A lot of these, well, especially in the black community, a lot of these single mothers are holding on to their children, especially male children, due to the fact, I don't know, comfort, security, et cetera, et cetera. But you're talking about when the boy child becomes the mother's man. Yes.
She's treating him like that's her man instead of her son.
Yes.
How many of you out there experiencing that right now? Call me, 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Continue, Tiffany.
No, but that's what I'm dealing with right now, especially recession/depression, hardship. I'm in California. My husband and I are homeowners. They're doing pretty well, and there, of course, are over in Chicago, a whole different mentality, which took me a while to understand. But as far as the conflict between the mother and I, she doesn't understand why we cannot help. Well, I wouldn't even call that help. I call it just handicapping them mentally because they need to know how to get out there and do it for themselves as far as financially.
Wow. That's a good point. I appreciate the call. You know, the phone lines are open for anyone who wants to call and participate. I see you. I see all of the calls on the computer screen. The phone lines are on fire. Children are at an 80% greater risk of suffering injury, serious injury, as a result of abuse when dad is absent. If that is true, what does this stat say about mothers? Somebody call me, 855-369-9898. I got to take a quick break. I'll be back in 2.2 seconds. Tonight's topic, the art of raising a bastard who's destined for greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. Great record. Cheryl Pepsi Riley, Thanks for My Child.
Yeah, that was a jam.
How many women are out there who feel, just let me have a baby, that's all I want?
Oh,
I don't need you. How many women out
Melly
there
Mel.
feel? How many men out there feel that the mother of their child gives off that energy? You're just a sperm donor anyway. I don't need you.
Even before you have sex with them, you get that.
Wow. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. You're listening to ZoMetheus Rising, the voice of reason on Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98. The art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. Question, true or false? The welfare system is anti-family, but pro-mother and child. Somebody call me right now if you want to talk about it. 855-369-9898. You guys got to email me, too. Go to my website, www.ZoWilliams.com. Once again, that's ZoWilliams.com. ZoWilliams.com. Get my email, too. ZO@SiriusXM.com. Facebook me, tweet me, @ZoWilliams. We're going to callers right now. Let's get it cracking. Darren from San Francisco, what's happening?
Hey, Zo.
What's up, man?
Hey, Zo. I was wanting to talk about. First of all, I came from a single parent family with my mother only, and I just actually met my father after 40 years. I just met my father and spoke with him, who had no excuse for being absent, and which was very interesting. But one of the things that I've learned, because I had several friends that actually also came from broken families, is that from where I'm from, which was actually a small town in Texas, a lot of my friends that came from single-family homes were really driven and really eager with regards to trying to make something out of their lives. Of course, there were some people who actually came from single-family homes that I grew up around who suffered from drugs and got into trouble and went to prison, and some even died. But I could say that quite a few of my friends that were really driven that came from single-family homes, including myself. I really wanted to, and I just thought about this, and I had to really dig deep and figure out who I was. And as I grew up in a single-family home, I really tried to figure out how to be a man, because I didn't really have an example of a man. And without that father figure around, it's really difficult. It made it difficult in my relationship with my child. But it drove me to try to be successful, and one of the reasons why it drove me is because I wanted to show my father, because I know at some point in time I would probably meet this man, that I didn't need him. And so I carried this with me, this type of deep pain. I'm carrying this deep pain with me for the rest of my life, and it's a driving force for me. But at the same time, it damages your future relationships that you have with your children, and also I find that it damages some of the relationships that I have with women, due to the fact that I really don't know what a relationship looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. See, that's interesting, Darren. Lewis Dix, I want to ask you real quick. When you say, and for the other callers, when you say single parent, was your mother never married to your father?
She was not.
So okay, so she was never married. So because
no.
if you're married single parent, means that you were never married as opposed to divorce. But what you say is interesting, because you said that you didn't need him, of course, which is not a true statement. You needed him more than anything.
Right.
Which is exemplified by the problems you're still encountering.
Right. So when people yell at me that it doesn't matter, or that it's just blow it off, or it's not important, I always go back to the person it affects. That you got to go through so many hoops just figuring out. Because Bill Russell said this, and I quote him. He said that once a person knows that their mother and father loves them, the rest is gravy.
Wow. Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. If you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason, we're having a great topic, great conversation. The art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your story. Listen, I got a special guest in the building I'm going to bring in a few minutes. It's a young brother, man. The story is heartbreaking, but this is what we do on this radio show. We got to bring you this information so we can grow and become better people, man, because if we're alive, what are we alive for if we're not going to live to the highest level of our capacity? Call me right now, 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Listen, we're having a great time here. I got callers. I'm going to come to you, but before I do, I just want to remind you guys to follow me on Twitter. Go to my website, www.ZoWilliams.com. That's www.ZoWilliams. Follow me on Twitter, @ZoWilliams. Caller, Jocelyn from Ohio. I need to hear the feminine perspective. Let's go.
Hello. How are you all doing this night?
We're good.
Fine.
Good. I have a wonderful feminine perspective, actually. I am the true example of a village raising a child. My mother was a single parent because of a tragedy. My father was murdered. And so I thankfully had a lot of cousins, a lot of aunts and uncles, especially the male relatives that really just kind of stepped in and helped my mother out. Because of that, I'm an attorney today. I own my own home. I volunteer. I do all sorts of wonderful things. So it does not have to be all bad. It's just all about the perspective. My mother raised me in church. She taught me coping mechanisms, and it wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination. There were a lot of things in my life where I wished that my father was there. You have cotillions, and you have first dates, and eventually I'll have a wedding and all those things where you anticipate that your father would be there, and he won't be. But you just kind of have to grow through it and past it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jocelyn.
Wow.
You just healed the voice of reason. You've healed the show, because whether you know it or not, somebody's listening right now who needed to hear that. Somebody shares that experience to some degree. And I ain't gonna spill the beans, but when I come back, we're gonna talk about it some more. We have a Twitter response that my producers are telling me is just really off the chain right now, so I'm gonna go here. At SpiritDriven2, it's a thin line between a mom teaching her son how to be a good man and conditioning him to be her ideal man.
That was the thing about certain things I've noticed that as a single mom does. It's like when they're 4 to 8 years old, first thing a dad would say, stop kissing that boy so much.
Right.
And then when they're 8 to 10, look, stop walking around naked in front of that boy. He's going to know the difference.
Cover up.
Yes, cover up. And then 10 to 13, boy, get out of your mother's lap. You don't need to be sitting on your mother's lap or your uncle's lap too much.
Right.
And then when he's 13 to 18, the woman is like, he's talking back to me. Yeah, because you gave him all those openings. He saw you naked. Okay. He let him do other stuff. You sit in other men's lap who talk back to you. So he's getting all that. And hopefully he will be heterosexual still.
This is heavy. Hopefully he will be heterosexual soon as what. We got more callers. Let's go to Jackie, New Jersey. You're in the building. I need to hear from you.
Hi, Zoe. I so appreciate this topic. I'm actually coming in right now, so I'm like, oh, my God, I heard the word bastard. And for me, the word bastard is a negative word because it has been made into a negative word. My nephew, which is about 13 years old, he just came out of nowhere and told my daughters, which are twins, that they were bastards. And he said, I'm a bastard, too, and everyone is a bastard. I'm like, and my kids came in and said, Mommy, he called us a bastard. So I had to explain to him from what I know. I said, bastard, you're not a bastard. Mommy was not married to Daddy at the time, but I eventually married him. But I told him he is not a bastard because there are people around you that love you. If you believe that you're a bastard in the negative way, that's what you're going to be, and you're going to grow up being this negative person because there's a lot of problems in my nephew's family. But I just believe that it takes that parent to pull that child to the side. If it's a single parent, it's a single parent situation. The parent really has to step up to be that child's guide because all he knows of himself is right now he's a bastard. I said, you're not a bastard. I love you. Your grandmother loved you. Life is not perfect. So I like I said, I came in at the end. I'm very interested in the title. I don't know what part I've missed so far, so I'm hoping to definitely get the retaping, get to hear the retaping. But I definitely do appreciate this topic and all of your topics. I'm so excited about this right now.
Hey, but Jackie, hi, this is Lewis Dix, and I know I congratulations on your children. But now, when a child comes and says, "Hey, bastard," it is a person, unmarried, parents, illegitimate child. That's the meaning of it. And I think sometimes, pardon me.
No, yes, you're right. Now I did tell him that in the dictionary that's what it means, but in our neighborhoods, it's used so negatively. So you have to tell that child something else as well. I told him I didn't get on him.
And let me just do this. Let me do this really quickly because I want you to stay on. But just because you're called a bastard, it doesn't mean you're lesser.
Right.
And I think that's the direction she's going in.
Oh,
it doesn't make you lesser.
I applaud her for that. I
And I think we put too much emphasis on words anyway. We live by way of our ideas. Mm-hmm. So this idea of a bastard is downgrading a human life to some degree just because you're not within a marriage. And I think, no. The marriage does not legitimize you. I think the people who made you legitimize you.
And it goes back to them and how they approach loving you and deciding that they're going to care for you and deciding what kind of, like Lamar Odom has a great thing where he says his mother died of prostate cancer, but she made sure that she had insurance. which allowed him to continue to go to school.
Wow.
So it's preparing. Even you can prepare for a bastard, I guess.
Wow. Lewis Dix in the building. If you're just tuning into tonight's topic, again, it's a heater. The art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. I'm about to take a quick song break, but before I do, I want to hit you with a quote from William Shakespeare. It is a wise father that knows his own child. I'll get at you in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, being parentless, or having an absentee parent isn't exclusive to just fathers. Sometimes mothers are absentee parents.
More so now.
And it is very devastating. So this isn't just daddy, where are you? It's mama and daddy, where are you in a lot of instances. It's important, man, that we cover these kind of topics, man, because there are people out there who are living these lives, and sometimes they live these lives, they're living their lives in silence, and they feel like nobody knows about it, nobody knows what's going on with them. So that's why we do these topics in the way that we do them. I got a couple, I always got quotes. I love the quotes. My mother protected me from the world, and my father threatened me with it. Quentin Crisp.
Yeah, because your daddy said, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
Yeah, man. And like I said, man, we're talking about the impact of fatherhood, and it's very important. Lewis, what did it mean to your children to be able to hear your footsteps in the house?
Security, consistency, which is so important to kids. Am I going to eat? Am I being loved? Mm-hmm. And am I acknowledged?
Right.
And that was the one. That's the most important thing that you do in a family. You acknowledge each other. It's a consistent acknowledgement,
right.
And that's what creates the love, the forever forgiving all the time. And then that's what a dad does. A dad is there. A mother's there to give you that yin and yang.
Right.
You got to have the yin and yang.
What does it mean to the children when dad backs up mom's disciplinary actions?
Oh, it's written. It's law now. I mean, and even to the point of how that boy talks to his mother. Oh, whoa. Who you? Don't be talking to my woman that way.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, you established it, but no, that's not happening here.
Exactly.
Okay, wait, young lady, come back in here and walk out that door the same way.
Mm-hmm.
See, dad says it totally different. It's no compromise.
Exactly.
I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you, and you've seen me be mean at times.
Right.
And that's when you don't want your parent to be mean to you.
Right.
Because you've seen him be mean to other people outside, like cursing somebody out or being mean to somebody that cut in front of you. Once kids see that, they like, all right, when is he going to turn it on me?
Wow. This is cold stuff. We got callers. DC Kid from DC. I need to holler at you.
Hey, Zoe.
What up, man?
Man, I'm going to tell you, I've never done this before, and I just got connected with God, and when I heard your show, it just compelled me to call in to tell my story. I'm going to make it quick. I was born in 71. My mother and father got married in 70. I got a sister 4 years older than me. That's not her father. Mm-hmm. I have a younger brother, 14 years younger than me. My mother had a baby by another man. Her and my father didn't make it. She met this man when I was about 8. He pushed my father completely out the picture. My father, if he knocked on the door, I had to go to the bedroom door and knock on the door to get permission to open the door for my own fucking father.
Wow.
You know, it got to the point this man created so much chaos between me, my mother, and my father that my father told me when I was 9 years old, I'll never forget it. You know how to reach me. Your grandmother ain't going nowhere. My father stopped past his mother's house Monday through Friday on his way home from work every day, religiously. Now, I'll put the story on speed because I know you got other callers, and this is a big story. It's been going on for 39, almost 40 years. Mm-hmm. And every caller that calls in touch another point of my life, of what I went through. Anyway, when I was 13, I got suspended from school. Mm-hmm. So my mother said she was going to keep it a secret from him. She wasn't going to tell him, because she had gave this man authority to beat me. Mm-hmm. And his beatings wasn't to correct the child's behavior. Mm-hmm. It was beyond that.
He was trying to break you.
Man, he needed to thank God every day because I just got rid of that bullet that I put his name on. I walked around with it for 20 years.
Was this your stepdad that beat you like that?
So I'm 39. I'll be 40 October 7th. I still got a bruise inside of my eye next to my pupil.
Wow.
This man beat me so bad that my mother sent me from D.C. all the way to Sacramento, California to go live with my uncle. Wow. She chose him over me. And I make six figures. I'm engaged to a woman that's making six figures. We got a $500,000 house. I work for my goddamn self. My sister and my little brother, they went to school. School did not challenge them. They hit honor roll. I struggled. I did 3 years in the 9th grade to drop out. I went to job school, got my GED. I went to college. I struggled to find myself to the point I did a lot of drugs, but I was taught how to do drugs within the house. So I got myself together. I found myself, and I'm trying to move forward. But here it is. My mother want me to be her man. My mother calls me on my cell phone. Hey, Daddy, how's it going?
Wow.
And I took it as a joke. I never took it personal or anything. I never gave no thought to it. This is my mom giving me some love. But what it really is her pruning me because she need or wants something because she didn't do what she needed to do to stabilize herself for later in life.
Wow. Hey, DC Kid, let me just say, man, thank you for being so candid, man. I know there's some stories out there, but right now you speaking to more than just me, man. There's people out here, man, that are moved by you, and I just want to say thank you for sharing, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You.
Man.
Woo. Man, made me want to go look for his mama.
You hear me? For rarely are sons similar to their fathers. Most are worse, and a few are better than their fathers. Homer. Hey, man, this is what we're doing on The Voice of Reason. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards that are destined for greatness. I believe our last caller hit his greatness stride. It took him a while to get there, but he's there. You can be great regardless of the term illegitimate or bastard. I don't believe those terms have any power over the human spirit, the human soul. Lewis Dix, go.
I was just wondering, you said something really interesting, Zoe. I wonder how that question would be answered by men. Do you think you're better than your father? That's a tough question to answer.
Right.
That's a lot of levels on that. Like, because, I mean, if you ask me that, I know in some areas that I might be quicker or smarter or whatever, but I can't say I'm better than my dad. I can't. I mean, he's been on crack and everything, but I can't say, when I look at the core of me and the core of him, and him 72, nah, I can't say it.
Well, see, and for me, it's totally different. I was raised by my mother. We lived in the projects in Chattanooga, Tennessee. When I was born, we were born in Alton Park projects. She lost us. She lost all of her children. I'm the last of 6. She had 6 children by 3 different men by the age of 27. And then she had a nervous breakdown over my father not being there. My father got like 15, 20 kids somewhere else that I don't even know. I got brothers and sisters I don't even know. You see? Then she relocated. She got enough strength to relocate the family after having a nervous breakdown. She had a nervous breakdown. They put her in a hospital for, I guess it was 90 days evaluation. During that 90-day period, she lost us all. She didn't get me and my brother. We were the last 2 by the 3rd man. She didn't get us back until we were 5 and 6. We were taken as babies.
Whoa.
You understand? That's in the book. I didn't mean to give up all that. That's in the book coming. But the point that I'm saying, but the point that I'm making is she pulled it up. She pulled it together, got us all out here to Pasadena, right? But I haven't seen my father since 1978. That was the last time I saw him. He gave me $1 while he went upstairs to have sex with my mom. You see? So it's a cold situation. You understand? It's a cold situation. Man. So when I see my son and we talk about making him better, I know my son's going to be better than me because I'm giving him my flaws. I'm telling him what to look out for because it's in me, so you know it's in you. So let me show you what to look out for. Now, you might not pay attention to this, but guess what? When you fall into the trap, what I told you is going to resonate. It's going to resonate more.
Right, but that's what's going to be beautiful for Newt because he's better than you and he's going to be better than you, but he's going to reflect and say, I can't say that because what dad is sitting in my head and everything he said is right now. So you gotta bow down and say, all right, hey, Dad, that's why you're dad.
That's what it is. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. Hit us on Twitter at ZoWilliams. I'm going to read them all. I think I got time for some Twitter, right? I don't? Okay, I'm going to come back to the Twitters. I'm going to come back to the phone calls. I'm going to come back to my other special guests in the building. Yo, tonight's topic is fire. Call me right now, 855-369-9898. I'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, Zometheus Rising, the voice of reason, has returned to the Foxxhole Sirius XM 98. Tonight's topic, and really, it's in tune with this record. How many people are out there right now? How many children right now are in need of a father figure? Right now. Somebody that can be a mentor, a guide. We're talking about it tonight. We're talking about how to raise a bastard to greatness. Single parenthood, right? Absentee parents, absentee fathers. We're trying to cover every angle of it. Lewis Dix has a great quote for me. Lewis, what is the quote?
Most American children suffer too much mother and too little father. Gloria Steinem.
Wow. Too much mama, too little daddy. Yeah. Listen, and we get into this stupid little argument of trying to say who's more important, right? A lot of this happens in the courts with the judicial gender bias. Because that's the child's mother, he's supposed to be with her. Yeah. But a lot of times they wind up tearing a family apart. There's always wins and losses. There's not win-win in the court system. True. And I had a lawyer tell me straight up, the court is only there to resolve issues when the two parties involved cannot. And it's not their duty to keep families together. It's their duty to adjudicate a winner and a loser. That's it.
Man.
And that's a cold situation. My producer gave me a great question that I think I should read. Why do women complain about deadbeat fathers, but as soon as they get a new man, they push that father away, or they push him away from having fatherly duties? Why? I mean, especially if a guy wants to participate, if a guy is good enough or qualified enough to do so. I don't know.
Because her womb can't handle both. I mean, seriously, because it boils down to her loins, her womb, her emotions, and it deals with, she's got to give this one guy all the emotions, and she actually thinks the guy needs that, and he doesn't. He's cool. I don't need all your emotions. You get on my nerves.
Wow. This is what I want to do right now. I want to read off a couple of Twitter responses, and then I'm going to introduce my new guest. Me and Lou, we're going to talk to the young brother.
Cool.
The brother is here because he needs guidance and direction, and I swear to God, this is how I get down. I want to mentor any young cat I come in contact with. That's just what it is. And I'm going to let them talk about their story and how they got in contact with me. But this is how I get down. I'm not just on the radio portraying an image of something.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you call me and say, man, I need you to holler at my peep, my son, whoever, I'm going to come make that happen. But before I introduce him, I want to do this, the Twitter.
Yeah.
At this is a hard name to pronounce. MZSAYNOMO. I'm not good.
You pronounced it well.
I spelled it. Yeah. I don't consider single mother kids bastards. Just plain old kids. My youngest son is a grad this year. Congratulations. At Nature Boy Rowe, regarding if he's better than his father. In an ever-developing world, I have to say so, but better is a relative word applicable to the time of existence. Okay.
That was deep.
Yeah, that was really deep.
No. He tweeted that on the toilet.
No.
On the toilet, you tweet deep stuff.
No, here's a great quote. When I was 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have him around. When I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in 7 years. Mark Twain. Great stuff. At ShayBaby12, I was raised by a single mom. I think people use that as an excuse. You're going to be what you're going to be. Don't blame your dad for being gone for working the pole.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of girls stopping right now thinking who's listening to series on the pole. Hey,
Wow. So let me do this right now. I'm going to hold up on the Twitter responses. Let me get at this young brother that's in studio right now. I want you to turn on your radios. Turn it up. We got somebody that's going to change our lives if we just connect with his story, man. If we just connect with his story. And I urge the callers who are on hold to stay on hold, because I want you to direct your comments to this young brother. He might need your guidance. He might need your insight. Let me just do this really quickly. Brother's from San Bernardino. He plays on the Cowboys Junior All-American team. It's like an AAU team for football players.
Okay.
He's only 14. He's a running back and linebacker. And this is cold, though. He lost his mother and his father when he was just 10. And he goes to Cajon High School here in Southern California in the area known as San Bernardino. He's here with his coach. His coach's name is Kobe, but he's not the Black Mamba. However, brother is a real meaningful cat, and he reached out to me. Tell us your story really quickly. How'd you guys get in contact with me?
How it started was I'm coaching the Cowboys in San Bernardino, and I was coaching James. And I noticed that James has been lacking in practice. He's one of the best players. Starts both ways, doesn't get off the field.
Right.
One of our best running backs, one of our best linebackers. And what I noticed was in practice, he didn't have a fire. He wasn't driven to be great. So I had a conversation with the head coach, and I said, look, man, we have to make an example of this kid because he is a leader on the field because the kids emulate him. But he's displaying characteristics that are going to make everyone else follow that.
Right.
So we need to do something. Either we have to make him a 5-play kid or suspend him.
Right.
The head coach told me his story. Now, when he told me his story, it went from me wanting to discipline him to me want to wrap my arms around him.
And hug him and mentor him, yeah.
Right. So when it came to you I went through my Rolodex, my email address, everybody. And I just said, hey, if anyone can give some words of encouragement, give any type of anything, I would have really appreciated it. I listened to your show, I want to say a couple weeks ago, and you popped in my mind. And I said, you know what? I don't even know Zo, but I'm going to send him a message from the heart, explain the little James's story, and the rest was history.
You know, I get down. You hit me. Right. I hit you right back. Like, what's cracking?
Right.
Let's get active.
Right.
Hey, James, welcome to the Voice of Reason.
Welcome, James.
Man, can you share your story with us? What has happened to you, man, that led you to this point?
When I was 10 years old, my mom and dad, they had been together since my mom was 12. And my mom was like, I think she was 25 at the time. And for 13 years, my dad had been beating my mom. And one night, they had went out. And then my dad, he sold drugs, he did drugs. He was all PCP the night that he had died. And my mom, she had a knife. And my dad, he was trying to hit her. And when he ran up, he tried to hit her. And she stabbed him in his heart. And he died. And my mom been gone for 5 years. And I didn't have no mom or no dad. Me and my 2 little sisters was raised by my grandma. And I only had 2 sisters. I ain't have no brothers. And the closest thing to a brother that I had, he got shot like 3 months after my dad had died. He got shot 7 times. And he didn't have no dad. And he was raised by a single mom. And he was game banging. And he had no guidance. And kids, they use the fact that they don't have no dad as an excuse for being bad. But it should make you strive harder instead of making you do less. And that's what I'm trying to do. And it just seemed like a lot of stuff been coming down on me. And I'm just trying to regain who I used to be because I went off the wrong track. And now I'm back on the right track. I'm back on the football field, and I'm doing something that I love, and I'm trying to make something better of myself.
Right. Now give them the other one. Tell them the other thing that you're dealing with right now, moving forward.
Oh, I have a child on the way.
Right. That's why this show is doubly important to this young man. Listen, all the callers, I need you to direct some energy, some wisdom, some insight. Man, please talk to Brother James Houston, who's on the phone with us right now, or he's in the studio with us right now. But callers, call this number, 855-369-9898. Let's be the community that James needs. Let's be that guiding light that James needs, starting with Lewis Dix. What can you tell me?
Well, I was actually saying, I was going to put myself, because I have a son that's a freshman in college, and I'm thinking that when I listen to you, James, first of all, I give you so much respect for just being able to tell your story and be here.
Right.
Because I know it just takes a lot to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think first I would say, wow, sit down. We'd sit down, and I'd look at you for a long time. And then I'd hug you. And I said, boy, I don't know. Boy, okay.
What we gonna do?
What we gonna do?
Right.
All right. Do you like the girl? And I don't know what you would say. So answer, do you like the girl?
Yeah, I've been going out with her for 2 years.
Okay. How old is she?
How old?
She's 16.
Okay, so she older than you. She older than you, so you got an old head. Okay.
Right.
All right, James, we're going to have to put some things in order now. Your life, how we're going to take care of the baby, your dreams. We got to sit down with a piece of paper and pencil. And after that,
I see what Lewis is going at. Lewis is saying, let's create a blueprint moving forward.
yeah, because we have to. You're going to have the child.
Right.
Most people would say, are you going to give the child up for adoption? Are you thinking about that, or do you want to keep the child?
No, sir. I want to keep the child.
Now,
Okay.
Are you going to marry her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's part of the blueprint.
That's part of the blueprint.
Have you met her mother and father?
Yes, sir.
So we'd all come together, mom, dad, all the powers that be, sit down, see how we're going to do this, and when y'all going to get married.
And Lewis, this is what I told him.
Mhm.
I told him the same thing I tell my son. I say, listen, the only currency that you can never get back is time.
Mm.
I said, and you have to look at time as a priceless currency that you continuously invest into yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way your child is going to benefit from knowing you.
And it helps you if you have that blueprint, because you can say, I've completed that.
I did this.
I did this.
Now we move into the next phase.
And it eliminates people saying, but you can't. And that's so important in show business. People always tell you can't do something, just like sports.
Right.
You can't do that. You're not fast enough. Well, you eliminate those things with your list.
Right.
I've done my speed work.
Right.
I did that at 6 a.m.
Because
now I'm at home with the baby.
Because now, Lewis, being a great student and athlete means even more if you want to build a future.
Right.
Now it means even more, because now you're not running the plays for yourself. Now you're not trying to get that A just for you, just so you could say you did it. Because now you're taking on a different kind of responsibility when you say, I want to keep it. And not only do I want to keep it, I want to father it.
Yeah. You don't have a headband in your helmet now. Now you have his picture.
Woo! You hear that? Now you have his picture.
Now you have his picture. your son's picture in that helmet now. So now you're hitting people for a little different reasons, for his future and his dental care.
All right, I need a caller. Whatever caller I'm coming to right now, I need you. I need you guys. Please, I need you. I need you to say something powerful to this young man. Lorenzo, Houston, you're in the building.
Zo, man, listen, I knew you was going to come to me. I had put the phone on hold for a second, man. I had something else to say. Even though I know y'all dropping some real knowledge to this young man. So if you don't mind, can I make my comment I was going to make right quick?
Make your comment, but you got to give him a jewel.
Oh, okay, listen. Okay, I'm just gonna put it like this. Okay, I heard that you lost your parents, and I'm sorry to hear that. But now it's your chance to make a difference. Okay, we have two chances in life to be parents or have a parent-child relationship. One is you're the child and you have a parent. The other is you are the parent and that's the child. Now, I don't know if you and this young lady going to make it, and I know as kids we all say, oh, that's my woman, we're going to be together forever. Okay, but the reality is, Lewis Dix can tell you, I can tell you, Zoe can tell you. It's not always like that, okay? But under no circumstances must you let that woman or any court tell you that you cannot see your child, or you can't be around your child. So in other words, I don't know this little girl that you got pregnant, but if she turns out to be one of the ignorant women that say, oh, you can't see your child no more or whatever, if she turns out to be that type of woman, you say, you know what, that's okay. Now we're going to go to the courts. And let me tell you something, young man, you do have rights, but the one thing that you're going to have to do You're going to have to make yourself always be in the right, in the clear. That means you're going to have a job. You're going to have to not be behind in your child support. You got to make yourself look good. So when you go to court and you tell a judge, hey, this woman won't let me see my child, she's not going to be able to say nothing. She's not going to be able to point to nothing because you always been an upstanding man and a father towards your child. So just remember, you got two chances to have that relationship.
Wow.
Wow.
Lorenzo,
great.
That was
call.
great advice. Please keep the advice coming. I'm urging my Twitter people, tweet me some advice for my man, James Houston. He's 14 years old. He's a football star at El Cajon High. Yes, he's on a football AAU squad. I hear he's ridiculous.
Hey.
I hear he's a running back and linebacker. He's a young cat. He's becoming a father. His parents, give me something to tweet, to talk about. Tweet some advice to this brother. I got to take a quick break. I'm coming back to the phone callers. I need to talk to y'all. James needs to speak to you. Hey, I want him to be a father that don't take no mess. Let's hear what James Brown has to say about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Zomethius Rising, the voice of reason, back in the building. Foxxhole Radio, the most incredible radio programming in the world. Nowhere else can you find this kind of subject matter. You'll find a lot of radio stations who like to bite what I do, but they can't really do what I do. I'm Zomethius Rising, ZoWilliams, the voice of reason, Foxxhole Radio, Sirius XM 98. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. We're having a great time. I have a special guest in the building. His name is James Houston. He's a young brother. He's 14 years old. He shared his story. It's a tough story. His mother killed his father. He's about to become a young father himself. He's only 14. He's a freshman in high school, but he's a talent, and he deserves our attention, our wisdom. He deserves our guidance. We're going to use this radio show right now. This platform is a community for him. Right? This is the village. I want everybody to call in and give this brother some great advice moving forward. I mean, I'm sorry it had to come to this, but this is what we got to do. Here's another great quote. By the time a man realizes that maybe his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he's wrong. Charles Wadsworth. We about to get to the callers. Callers, all your advice. Please tweet us, give us advice for the young brother. Speak to the brother directly. T from Colorado, you're in the voice of reason. Let me hear what you got to say.
Hey, what I got to tell this brother, man, hey, stay positive. Don't let negative people get in your life. I was in your same position. My father got killed on his job when I was 14. And, you know what I'm saying? I was all-conference running back in high school. And, you know, I had a baby, too. And what happened, man, you know what I'm saying? I lost track. Got in a little bit of drugs and this and that, but I got myself back on. You know, I needed to be positive for my child that was soon to be coming. So when I didn't get a scholarship for football, you know what I'm saying, I went to the military. And, you know, and I'm trying to be in my child's life. They want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be in that child's life, but now the child's doing bad. Now she want to put him in my life. Only thing I can tell you is stay positive, bro. And, you know, always have a plan, man.
Wow.
Great
We
advice,
appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Dorian, California. The brother needs to speak to you, man. Give us something powerful.
Hey, my man. How you doing, Zo? First-time caller, long-time listener. God works in mysterious ways. Just stepped off a football field out here in Inland Empire. I'm out here with this young kid, man. Not even realize it. So, quick story. I'm a ward of the court. Mother gave me up. Then got adopted. Mother and father got a divorce. So the grandmother, foster grandmother, who is now 95, decided to raise this young black man with no direction. And what I got to say to the young brother is, you got to keep pushing. At this current time, you do not have time for excuses because God has gifted you with the child. A child is on his way. That's God's gift to you. And you will see as that child grows up, that is your gift. And it's going to be up to you to be just ultimately responsible for that child. Wow. He is, well, I say he, might be a little boy, little girl. That child is your responsibility. There's no time for excuses. We got a game plan. You got mentors. So now it's time to put those feet on the ground and keep it pushing and keep it marching. There's going to be ups, be downs. But when you know you're doing the right thing, you know you're doing the right thing.
Wow. Hey, thank you so much for
Dorian,
that, man.
yes.
I appreciate that, Dorian. Jay from Canada. We need some power, man. We need some words of wisdom. Speak to James.
Hello?
Yes, you're here, man. Canada, talk to us.
Hey, man. Yeah. Actually, I call about, I have questions of my own regarding single parents as well. But to the young man there, I have a 14-year-old child as well. And my problems are exactly what he has there, which is, he's got a girlfriend now, too. And he doesn't live with me. He lives with his mom in another province. And I can't get a hold of him nor her, right? And he's supposed to be living with me this year, school year, that started September, because we share custody back and forth. He lives with me 1 year, and then he lives with his mom another year. So, for this young man here with this kid right now, like the last guy said, he got to keep positive, keep his head up. You know what I mean? And realize that, he's going to have to suck up a lot of things that, when he's feeling sorry for himself, he's not allowed that anymore. He's a man now. He have a child. He's got to lead by example.
Wow. Hey, let me just say, Jay, I appreciate that.
Jay, thank you.
Listen, you got some Twitter responses too, James. At Lexus G3, she says for Jay, or he says for Jay. I don't know if it's a male or female. Lexus is a car, but he said for James,
it's a girl.
He says, I know it feels like hell right now, but God has a plan for you. Nothing catches God by surprise. And let me just say, all this prophetic stuff that's coming through is real stuff, because I wanted James and the coach, Kobe, to come to Friday's show.
Wow.
And I talked to Guy Black, and Guy was like, nah, because I wanted him to sit with you, Johnny Mac, and I wanted us all to come together around this brother.
And that's the difference. You saw somebody from jail. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Lewis was like, but Guy was like, nah. Let's bring him to your show. And it's so funny how God moves, man. People think I'm not down with God. I always say I'm anti-religion. I'm pro-God. Right. But it's funny how God moves, man, because God made it so for him to be here for this topic.
I know. Is that something?
For this topic.
And Coach Kobe, and that's why I always think coaches are so important. And a lot of people always just don't understand how special coaches are. That's what coaches do. They look at an athlete and they find out what's going on with him, what's making him tick, what's off on him, and then he pulls it in and implants it. So much respect to you, Kobe.
Here's some more advice from Twitter. At Rob Huntsville, he says, James, if you're going to marry this young lady, seek pre-marriage counseling classes.
That's my good friend Rob on Twitter.
On Twitter, man.
He's a smart guy.
He says they discuss all the known hot buttons in a relationship, man. So, listen, relationships, they're not easy, brother. They're not easy. So, if you plan on marrying her, man, like I say, take your time. Take your time, man. Get to know yourself. Get to know her. It's her job to get to know herself. You see what I'm saying? And while y'all trying to get to know each other, your child is learning. From both of you.
And read some books together.
Read.
Yeah, read some books with her.
Man. Let's go back to the callers. Advice for James, man. This is what we're doing. Let me reset the topic really quickly if you just tuned in. The art of raising bastards to greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. Really quickly, Lewis Dix, who are some famous bastards?
Well, Lance Armstrong never knew his birth father. You see what trouble he did. He's messing with women and everything, and choices, bad choices. Halle Berry was abandoned by her father when she was 4. That's well documented. And Mary J. Blige. I mean, just the attitude. Not saying anything's wrong with these people. I'm just saying their attitude and where their heat comes from. Bill Clinton lost his father in a car accident 3 months before he was born.
Wow.
So he got into putting stains on dresses. I'm just trying to be funny, but I'm just kidding. And even our own Jamie Foxx was abandoned by both his parents and raised by his adopted grandparents. Wow. And he's documented that, in a funny way.
But you know what's beautiful about Fox? he's reconnected.
Yeah, and they're actually living together, which is, I mean, you can't get any better than that. Jay-Z was abandoned by his father.
And let me go back to Fox for a second, man. You know, he just did this thing for his little sister.
Yes.
His birthday party for his little sister, man. And I didn't get a chance to reach out to Fox myself. I was at the party, but I just wanted to say, man, I love the way he loves his family.
Oh, yeah, he's understands what love is.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you say what you want about Fox. Say what you want, you know. But that dude loves his people. And it was moving to see how invested he was in their happiness.
Yeah, because his sister, he gave her a platform, and it just came so organically with Mark Curry introducing her and her singing, and God putting Jamie in that right time to walk in on stage with her. It was amazing.
And the cold thing was, were you in Dallas when they gave him?
No, I didn't make that trip, but I heard it was amazing.
I was there for that, and the way the brother, he was even open and loving to his biological father and saying the door is open for us to come back and reconnect.
Wow.
So that's beautiful, man. That's just...
And that takes a lot of... Imagine how deep he had to dig to find that knob to open that door.
You feel me?
Ooh.
Man, that's the turnaround. Let's keep it going. We need positive words for the brother James, man. It's very important. Oh, yeah, the birthday party... Jamie Foxx's little sister Deandra, her birthday party, that'll air on the Foxxhole Sirius XM 98 next Monday. You guys will be able to hear that party. It was great. Let's get it in here now. Chris from Tennessee, let's hear about it.
Hey Zo, I just definitely I had something different, but definitely to James. I just want to speak on a few things. I'm a foster care specialist here in Knoxville. So I'm constantly dealing with teenage boys, that lost parents and for whatever reasons, drugs, death, stuff like that. But James, definitely, at this point in your life, concentrate on the positive. Don't, look at the negative. Life, you could either look at stumbling blocks or stepping stones. You're an athlete. Continue to push forward. Anything that you do, just don't give up. And I guess, the main thing is, education. Continue to educate yourself. Set goals, but don't set long-term goals. Set short-term goals, and each time you reach them, just continue to, support you. Be surrounded by people to support you, and just continue to keep on pushing forward. Like Zoe, when everybody keeps on saying, just continue to be positive and just move forward. I hate everything to happen to you, but that's in the past. It's time to just keep on moving forward. You got a son on the way. Definitely step up and be a father to them. Because we need that. Every man. It's like I say, they're men. But, a father is somebody to take care of their kid and stuff, and it sounds like you're on the right track, just keep on going.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate the call. We're taking callers. Idris from Missouri. Talk to us, man. James needs to hear something great.
Yes. This is Adrian from Missouri. James, Brother James, I grew up in two continents, here in the United States and in Africa. So, your pain is being felt by many others too, because of losing your parents. Hey, you got to keep your head up with the child coming on the way. You worked on early parenthood, but because of you having this ability to play football real well, that's one thing.
Hey, Idris, can I stop you for a second? I'm hearing that you're not sounding clear on the radio right now. I hate to do this to you because I could hear you. You sounded great to me, but they can't hear you on the other side. On the radio, it doesn't sound clear. I wish you could call us back, man, and give us that information. He had been holding on for a long time, and I wanted to get to him. But let me go to the next caller. We need positive insight from my man, James, 14-year-old, lost his parents. Mom murdered his father. How long is your mother's prison sentence?
She only got 5 years.
So when is she getting out?
Next May.
Next May? And how often do you visit her?
She's way in Chowchilla, so we went to go visit her twice. Since she went to prison.
Since she's been in?
No, since she went to prison. When she was in West Valley, we used to go see her like every week.
Mm-hmm. But now you guys aren't out there and you don't see her as much anymore.
Yeah, we don't see her a lot, but she's coming home next May.
Wow. Man, wow. I feel for you, brother. Yeah. Please call this brother and share some information with him. I need it. He needs it. the community needs it. This is how we mentor our children back to health, back to safety. Stacy from California, you're in the Voice of Reason. Let's talk.
Hi, Zoe.
Hey.
First of all, I want to say thank you for being, bold enough to talk about some of these topics that no one wants to discuss. And to your panel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're there. I am a guidance counselor in the district of the school that he goes to. He goes to Cajon High School, and I work in the same district. And James, I just wanted to let you know that there are supports available at your school. Mr. Colby, thank you so much for taking the time to invest in this young man. That's what we need right now in the community. But James, go talk to your guidance counselor. There's CalSafe classes for young parents that are in school. There are different programs that are going to be available to you so that you can be successful. I hear it in your voice. I haven't met you. I've never seen you. But I can tell that you are resilient and you will be something successful one day. And so just keep striving. And Mr. Colby, keep supporting him. Also, there's other community outreach. There's Young Visionaries. The CEO of that company is Terrence Stone. I mean, there's so many things that, James, you can do to make sure that you're tapped in and surrounded by people who can continue to support, what it is you are trying to do and accomplish.
Wow.
Stacy.
Stacy.
Stacy. This is Lewis Dix. Stacy, wow. Weren't you a breath of fresh air?
Yes.
My God. Your parents got to be proud.
Right.
I know you're not a bastard. I can tell.
No, you know what, Lewis? It's funny you say that because I am. And I don't want my story to overshadow his, but we all have a story to tell. And I made it. I'm from San Bernardino. I'm from the West Side. I've graduated. I've traveled the world. I have an opportunity to work with young people in a way that touches my heart because oftentimes I know their parents. I went to school with their parents. Wow. And so it's unfortunate, though, that there's so many students that are in this situation. They're forced to live above their years. He's going to be a parent. He's 16. I understand how scary it must be to know that you're about to be a father. You need to stay on top of your academics. Always know what you need to graduate. You need to make sure that you have a pathway for success, that you are meeting with your guidance counselor, that you're going over your 4-year plan, that you are being honest in your relationship. I mean, you're so young. I have a mantra on my campus. I tell young people, I don't understand how you hold hands in 107-degree heat. That's popular.
Well, Stacy, can I just say this? I love you. Yes. I don't know you. I love you. I appreciate you. And James wants to say, what do you want to tell her, James?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know that I'm thankful that you are here and that you can give me the information for me to go talk to my guidance counselor at school. And I wanted to let you know that I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, thank you, Stacy.
Stacy, love to you,
I got to take a quick break. Tonight's show is crazy.
Stacy.
Keep the calls coming. Keep the Twitters coming. I got to take a quick break. Tonight's show is crazy. Please listen to this Exhibit record. Exhibit, I helped Exhibit get on at Loud Records in 94. I was A&R there, And Exhibit did this record because he had a child early. And he made this record called The Foundation. Check it out real quick. Hey, this is a great record, man.
Yeah.
Will Smith, man.
And he's a great dad.
Hey, listen, man, I don't believe the media when they say ain't no great black dads.
Oh, no.
Listen, man, I'm not married to, any of the women who had my children. I got 3 children by 2 different women, man. And, Lewis, you know my son, you know my daughter. Mm-hmm. And you're learning my youngest son because he just got back to California about 3 months ago. He was gone for 4 years. And he's back, and he's being integrated into my energy and reacclimating to how I get down. And the difference is profound. My son, Nuriel, we call him New. That's his initials, Nuriel Elijah Williams, 14-year-old varsity basketball player, Santa Monica High School, grades through the roof, baller. And the thing that makes me feel so good is that he doesn't want to disappoint me.
But you know what's interesting, though? When other men see other men parenting, like every guy that plays basketball with you on Saturday sees you with your kids there every Saturday,
right,
for over 4 hours.
Right.
And that's that's when you know somebody's parent, and the fact that those are your kids' stories.
Right.
They'll be saying, when the kid is saying something off color, be like, nah, man, every Saturday my dad I used to watch him play hoop.
Right.
That's where I knew. And it's consistency and love, and they get to see you, like you said, your friends, and interact.
Right.
And that's parenting.
Yeah.
That's parenting.
Man, it's a cold situation. We so proud, me and his mother, me and my oldest son's mother, we're so proud because everybody is after him. High schools, we'll pay for his education. Bring him here. Bring him here. Bring him here. We had a guy from Sarah. Well, I don't want to put the high school out there. But we had a coach from Sarah that was like, yo, take him out of the school he's in right now. We'll pay for everything. Wow. And I'm like, well, hold on, pimp. Check it out. He just enrolled in school.
Right.
We're not doing that. He going to stay at this school for 4 years.
Right.
You see? But they after him because not only is he an incredible athlete, but his brain, he's off the chain.
They can't touch it. That's what really gets him.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm on him like a cheap suit, and he means so much to me, man. And I'm giving him all my flaws. I'm telling him the truth about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling him about my weaknesses, the whole 9 yards, just so I can strengthen him to know more. But we got a young gentleman here. His name is James Houston, man. He's a football player. He's a young cat. He's an expecting father, man.
Yeah, 14.
He's 14. His mother killed his father. It's a tough situation. He's here, and I need you guys, my callers, my Twitters, I need you guys to reach out to him and give him nothing but good advice and information. But let me give him some information with regards to the effects of being an absentee father. Adolescents from mother-only families are more likely to be sexually active, and daughters are more likely to become single parents themselves.
Wow.
Right? Adolescents in mother-only families report being more susceptible to peer pressure than adolescents in two-parent families. Adolescents in mother-only families are more likely to commit delinquent acts. So I know a lot of people are calling you right now telling you, man, watch out for the girl and be careful with the girl and don't try to get married too soon and this and that. But it's in your best interest to try to make it work with her. It is.
Because you get a yin and a yang. When the kid is sitting around watching one parent do something illegal or like steal something, and the other parent calls them on it, your mom's a thief. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Your dad doesn't do that. Your mom steals, but doesn't do that. Your mom drives fast. I don't. Your mom just ran that light, but I don't.
You feel me?
Yeah. So they have to see both sides.
Right.
And then they get to make a choice.
And as a father, James, say you have a daughter. However you interact with women is the education, is the curriculum you'll be teaching your daughter. She'll be so if you treat a girl bad, she'll be expecting to be treated bad. You see what I'm saying? If you treat a woman disrespectfully, your daughter will see that and expect to be disrespected. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's important that you understand that, dude, you're in a fraternity now. The fraternity of fatherhood.
Yeah.
And that makes you a guide right off the top. So you got to learn the ways of guidance. Dude, there's no manual for it.
No.
Do you understand?
Father.
Somebody call him and talk to him. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards that are destined for greatness.
Because as a father, your temperature is always being taken.
Always.
Always. Somebody's always taking your temperature.
Call us right now, 855-369-9898. Go to my website, www.ZoWilliams.com. Email me, zo@SiriusXM.com. Follow me on Twitter, @ZoWilliams. I need positive reinforcement, words of wisdom for the young brother James Houston who's in the building right now. Anika from Texas, talk to me.
Hi, Zoe. Hi, guys. I just wanted to commend you guys for even talking about the topic. It's very imperative that we communicate about it, and I do commend you. And I want to say to James, sweetheart, be encouraged. No one really knows what you've experienced. No one was there. Only you know. But I want you to be encouraged and let this be motivation for you so you can do positive things. We can't take back what happened with you and the girl. You guys have a child that's coming into the world now, and you're going to have to step it up. You're going to have to step it up. And I just encourage you to be in good company, to listen to your elders and respect your elders, and keep your mind stayed on your goal. That's the only thing that'll keep your path straight. Focus.
Wow.
Yeah, girl.
Thank
Great
you.
advice.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Anika, I appreciate it. Jamal from ATL, what do you got to say to this young man? He needs to hear it.
Yo, I just want to say, James, my love goes out to you, bro. I've been in law enforcement now for 19 years, and I've worked everything from as a youth advocate, as well as working undercover narcotics. I've seen a lot of young brothers fall, a lot of young brothers in your situation. I myself was fortunate to have both my parents in my life when I was growing up, being raised in a very strict religious home. However, as time went on, I kind of, understood things in my own way and realized that there's a lot of people out there that do not have both family members, do not have, both parents there. And my father was a father to many other of my friends that didn't have father-like figures around. Now myself, I'm a father, and my ex and I are no longer together. However, I stay in my daughter's life as much as possible. She's 10 years old, and I constantly realize, and this is something you need to realize, that, hey, no matter what you do in life, your daughter's going to look to you as her sole mentor. And the only thing, and the thing I always put in my daughter, thing I put in you, is the words of Gandhi, is you must become the change you wish to see in the world.
Whoa.
Anytime I do anything at all, because I'm telling you, back in the days before I got into law enforcement and everything else, my life was dramatic. I mean, I was everything from out in the world doing the worldly things, the drug games, or whatever it was. But now I learned that with my daughter here, hey, before I do anything, this young lady right here, this is my blood. She depends on me. And I can't put myself in a situation that's going to compromise her looking up to me or compromise my freedom to be with her.
Wow.
Therefore, I need to stay in her life as much as possible. And if I do anything, before I do anything at all, I automatically have that little flashback, okay, my daughter comes first.
Wow.
Because she depends on me, and I cannot have another man stepping in that place raising my child.
Wow.
Therefore, I must be there. And even her mother lives in North Carolina now. Her mother and I both, our mothers remarried, but we still come together and we're like, look, this is your son. And her mother refuses to let my daughter call her stepfather daddy. She said, no, you have a father. He's there in your life as much as possible.
Wow.
Good for you,
Hey,
man.
thanks,
Good
Jamal,
for
for the call.
Thank
and
you.
let me just say this, too, to the young ladies out there who be playing the child against the dad and not letting the child see the dad because you mad at the dad. Listen, there's a thing out there called parental alienation syndrome. And a lot of courts are now starting to prosecute mothers for doing this, for purposely keeping the child away from the father. And on top of that, verbally abusing the father in front of the child.
Yes.
If you denigrate or downgrade or disrespect the father, your dad, you ain't shit. You just like your daddy.
Right.
You da-da-da-da-da. What's happening now is the judge and the courts are starting to look at that as a form of child abuse because the child's identity is constructed of both mom and father. So if you denigrate the father to the child, you're actually denigrating the child.
Good for the
So
courts.
parental alienation. So it's very important, man, that you women out there just let the grudge go. The relationship wasn't worth anything, but the child is the gift that you both received.
Yeah, you loved him at least 7 minutes.
Wow. 855-369-9898. That's the number to dial. We're about to take another song break real quick, but I'll be right back. I need all of the callers to share that information for this young brother. And remember this. Junior said, like mama used to say, listen to all of those quotes that your mama used to tell you and call us up and share those with James. We'll be back in 2.2. Ladies and gentlemen, ZoMetheus Rising, the voice of reason, has returned to the Foxxhole. Listen, the Foxxhole Radio, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to say whatever they want to say, but this is the most incredible radio platform anywhere. Where can you get this kind of content? Can you get it anywhere else? Oh, of course you're going to be able to get it somewhere else after they've heard tonight's show.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You
It'll be on-
understand?
Oh, yeah.
This is cutting edge what we do up here. Everybody else is biters.
Yeah, we're going to do it on Friday.
Right? Everybody else is biters. This is what we do. Foxxhole Radio, the most revolutionary radio in the game. Tonight's topic, the art of raising bastards who are destined for greatness. A gripping look at single parenthood, absent fathers, and the fate of illegitimate children. I need callers to call in right now at 855-369-9898. That's 855-FOX-9898. I've got a couple of things to read regarding stats. The father factor in poverty, the absence of a father has in a family and how it relates to poverty. Children in father-absent homes, James, are 5 times more likely to be poor when dad ain't in the building.
Yeah, we're broker.
You understand?
Yeah.
In 2002, 7.8% of children in married couple families were living in poverty, compared to 38.4% of children in female householder families. You see that? Dude, I know it's hard, and I know you're young, man, but you already crossed that threshold. You dad now.
Yeah.
And, dude, that's why I say, man, the studying of the books, reading, educating yourself, learning about who you are, and taking your education deadly serious, man, you got to put tools in your toolbox, and those tools in that toolbox are for what? The tools you put, the psychological tools, the intellectual tools, the emotional tools that you put in your toolbox are there so you can build whatever kind of life you want. As a father, that's what you are, a master builder.
Yeah.
You're preparing a life for your child. That's what it is, homie. And if you don't take it serious, not only will you fail, but the future of your child. That's not what we want. Now, is it? 855-369-9898. Let me get to the callers. My man needs something. He needs something. So somebody talk to me. Somebody give him something that he can walk away here with and he can utilize in his life.
Yeah,
Keith.
something to stick to his heart.
Right. Keith, California, talk to me.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Keith.
How you doing?
What up, man?
Hey, you know what? The best advice I could give you right now, I understand you playing football, you're going to school. You could use football as a way to get a scholarship to go to school. Stay in school, get an education. I'm 27 years old, I'm getting ready to graduate with a degree and everything, and you can't make it out here without no education. Make sure that, you have a family around you that's going to support you and help you, help you make it down the line, because you're going to need the support of your family. It's not going to be easy trying to get a job at the age of 16, go out there and trying to work and take care of a kid. It's very hard out there, so you're going to need your family and the family of your girlfriend have to come together and build a foundation around you and that child and help support you and that child.
Right. Hey, Keith, I don't mean to cut you off. We just got to move really quickly. I appreciate your advice.
Yeah, great advice.
And Keith just told you, y'all a village now. Y'all a village. That's what it is. Your family, your extended family, your grandmother, her peoples, y'all family now. Y'all a village.
Yeah, y'all Chicken George and
yes.
Kizzy and all of them now.
So let me just urge my callers really quickly. I want to get you all through, but please, 35 seconds or less, because I want you all to say something positive to this brother James. Please get at me. Stephen from Georgia, you're in the building. Let's talk.
Hey, how you doing? I
What
just
up,
want to
man?
let this young brother know that you a man now. You're going to have kids on the way, you a man. The best thing I can tell you, get your education. Football is going to be there. Homie, do your thing on that field. But at the same time, when you finish high school, get your education. Whatever you decide to do with your life, get education, man. It's going to help you. It's going to help your child. If you decide to be with this lady, it's going to help her too. And you can be a village. You can be one. That's all I got to say to that brother, man.
Wow. Appreciate
you,
the
man.
call. Thank you very much. Big Dog, Omaha, you're in the building.
Real quick, because I just seen the bat signal fly through the air of Omaha, Nebraska on this young man's life. And every brother that's out here should understand one thing. This young man is many of the few. This system is designed to lead this man astray in all of us. And we're too busy in our lives to even deal with our nieces and nephews, let alone our children. I'm going to cut it like this. I need to holler at this young man every day of his life until we get to another level. This is how I'm going to step it up. I need to get him my number. How can we do that right now?
Hey, say your number right now.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the last four? 2794. And what's your name again, brother?
This is Big Dog.
Big Dog. Hey, James. James is writing the number down right now.
Starting tomorrow. I need to hear from you tomorrow, even if it's 30 seconds. But right now, you need to find out. I don't want to hear about your football career. This is called straight up no chaser. I want to hear about that. I've been there, done that. Reality is this. If that don't happen, the devil's at work. If you don't have God first, everything you're talking about means nothing. Everybody's talking about if you don't have God first. Right now, 10 years from now, Zoe, I'm going to tell you this. 10 years from now, when me and this young man still coexisting, regardless of what's going on, I'm positive it's going to be more positive than it is right now. But I need to hear from his brother tomorrow, and he can tell me about his career.
All right.
Get at him, James.
At him, man.
I
You sound
appreciate
like
that,
Eddie
man.
Long.
I appreciate that. Mike from Georgia, 30 seconds or less. Let's all get it in. Let's get it in. 30 seconds or less.
Hey, thanks, Zoe, for taking my call. I just want to piggyback off what the last caller just said. It's very important that you guys are giving him good advice, and the callers are giving him good advice. They're giving him the tools that he needs for his future. But in order for all of that to work and to fall into place, he must first have a good foundation. He needs a good spiritual foundation. The Word of God says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Once this man embarks on this journey that he's upon, he can't go through this on his own. Wow. He needs a good spiritual foundation to get him through all of the trials and tribulations that he's going to be faced with in his life. The Word even tells us that if we trust in God and lean not to our own understanding, that He will direct our path, and to trust in Him with all of our heart. And that's what the Word says. And if he has a good spiritual foundation, and with the Lord, always keeping the Lord first, the sky's the limit.
Wow. Thank you for the call. Jennifer from Chicago, 30 seconds or less, please.
Hey,
Jennifer.
I'm a college professor, and I've seen guys in your position, and the thing I would say is, yeah, get your education, but make sure your girlfriend does too. And the best thing you can do for that little boy or girl is to be there for them. Don't drop out of their life because it's easier for you. It's going to be hard. Make sure you take care of yourself. She takes care of herself, and you guys will be fine.
Wow. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Andrew, Maryland, 30 seconds or less. Let's build this brother up. 30 seconds or less.
Hey, thank you, Zoe. Hey, James, one thing I got to say to you, man. Limits. Forget that word. The only limit that is set is the one that you set for yourself. Forget that word, then you can go anywhere. You always need to reinvent yourself and make sure your kid sees that you reinvent yourself and you get far as anybody else can go, man. Just remember that.
Wow. Thank you for the call. Kentucky, 30 seconds or less. Let's get it in.
Yeah, hey, James. I'd like to say, man, keep God first and continue just to stay on the positive. Teach your kids the positive and have a relationship with the Lord, and you will make it through. You and your family pray together, and y'all will make it through. Just stay on the positive and look at everything on a positive note. Even when times get hard, just look at the positive.
Wow. Thank you. Lynn from Louisiana, you're my final caller. Please give this man something.
Yes, I was going to say that two wrongs don't make a right. He don't have to marry her right now. He can, first of all, find out what he wants to do in life. He can better serve his child with an education. He has to get an education, go to college, and make something out of himself. And keep God first in everything that he does. And then if he feels like then he wants to get married, then he can. But right now, let's not talk about marriage. Let's talk about how we're going to benefit him and help him through all of this, along with helping. If we can help him, then he can help his child.
Right. And thank you very much for the call. Let me just say, James, Kobe, hey, man, I appreciate you for sharing your story, dude. I do. And, you know, I'm going to do my final thoughts here. You know, I tell people this all the time. A father is a guide. You know, a father is a dictator. A father is a teacher. A father is a warrior. You know, a father is a businessman. You know, a father is a lot of things, but a father is nothing unless he has appreciation for what his role is. A father is nothing if he doesn't have appreciation for his children, right? A father is weak when he only thinks about himself. A father is weak when he tries to lead through anger or when he tries to lead through his wallet. Just because you provide doesn't mean you're a provider. See, a father provides emotionally, psychologically, mentally, physically, as well as financially. And until you understand this, James, it's going to be difficult on this road. But here's the thing. You're on this road now, and there ain't no turning back. So you got to learn what I'm talking about. I appreciate everybody for reaching out and calling and sharing their insight and wisdom with James. I appreciate everybody for calling the Voice of Reason. We're going to push the envelope every show. Thank you, Lewis Dix, for coming in, man, and sharing.
Hey, man, 549 as always. So thank you, man.
Absolutely.
I always enjoy it.
Absolutely. And I'll see you guys next week with another burner. Pieces.